The Pennsylvania gubernatorial debate, Tuesday at 7.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Phil Andrews and Rob Jennings.
Sunday night, Rob's off. I'm Rick Williams. In the news tonight, a runaway dozer does heavy damage to a new car lot, and the mummers gear up for a change of scenery on New Year's Day. But the big story on Action News tonight, we now know the identity of that suspected shoplifter who was shot and killed by police outside the Cherry Hill Mall. Camden County officials say he is 22-year-old Robert Abraham of North Philadelphia. Abraham was one of two men who allegedly left the Cherry Hill Mall last night with stolen items from Macy's. Police apprehended one of the suspects in the parking lot. Officials say Abraham tried to take off in a black car, and as he accelerated forward, an officer moonlighting as a mall security guard ordered him to stop. Officer Kimberly Rosso says she thought her life was in danger as the car sped toward her, so she fired her service revolver, hitting Abraham in the chest. He later died at Cooper Medical Center. The investigation continues tonight. Officer Rosso has been reassigned to desk duty pending that investigation. Still no arrests in that deadly hit-and-run accident that killed a little girl in Atlantic City. Police are on the lookout for the driver of a white taxi cab that hit and killed 6-year-old Tashira Tolbert yesterday afternoon. It happened on Congress Avenue. Police say the little girl was playing with friends when she went into the street to retrieve a toy, and that's when the taxi cab hit her. Police say the driver of the cab got out, looked at the little girl, and then sped off. Tashira was pronounced dead at Atlantic City Medical Center. A suspected drunk driver is under arrest tonight for causing this tractor-trailer accident on I-95. It happened overnight near the Broad Street off-ramp of I-95 South. Police say a car driven by a drunk driver tried to make a U-turn to get back to the off-ramp and was hit by an oncoming tractor-trailer. The truck flipped over, spilling several steel pins. The truck driver had to be rescued from the wreckage. He's in fair condition at Hahnemann University Hospital tonight. Parts of I-95 were shut down for a while so that work crews could clear away the twisted metal and broken glass. And in Sussex County, Delaware, a man is in critical condition tonight after getting the shock of his life. Police say 30-year-old Nathaniel Lowe Perez of Georgetown, Delaware, lost control of his vehicle on Route 30 this afternoon. He crossed the center line and slammed into a utility pole. Lowe Perez then got out of his car and apparently grabbed a downed wire that had 7,200 volts of current running through it. He's being hospitalized tonight at Crozer Chester Medical Center with second and third degree burns to 30% of his body. Churches across the Delaware Valley held special vigils this Sunday, remembering children cut down by violence. David Murphy has the story.
Sunday Mass at St. Carthage Roman Catholic Church on Cobbs Creek Parkway took on a peculiar and poignant look. Parishioners, many of them children, carried candles down the aisle and planted them at the altar, part of a nationwide religious tribute to murdered children. St. Carthage was one of dozens of local churches recognizing this Sunday as the Children's Sabbath, a multi-denominational observance aimed at bringing to light the monstrous toll drugs, guns, and child abuse are taking on the nation's young. In Philadelphia, processions featured 52 candles, one for each Delaware Valley child who fell to violence in the last year. Children like 6-year-old Felicia Colon, killed in July by a stray bullet while playing in front of her grandmother's North Philadelphia home. Felicia's killer remains at large. Today, Felicia's mother reacted to the vigil with thanks and hope.
Of course, it means a lot to me, you know. And I just hope this will do something, you know.
Churches like St. Carthage are also lining up members of their congregations to select one neighborhood child and spend the next year praying for them.
If we have all the people here who are today praying for one child, then we can really see some prayers, and we should see some difference.
The candles were powerful reminders of how much kids are in need of support. But the candles weren't the only reminders. This afternoon at 3 o'clock at churches like this across the Delaware Valley, there was something else. They rang church bells 52 times for the murdered children, a memorial heard in nearly every neighborhood where kids have fallen and where others still struggle to survive. In West Philadelphia, David Murphy, Channel 6 Action News.
With the ceremonies and celebrations over, it was down to work today for Haitian President Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Haiti's returning president spent the day behind closed doors inside the National Palace, huddling with aides and advisors. U.S. soldiers stood guard as pro-democracy supporters gathered outside the palace gates. But in a slum on the outskirts of Port-au-Prince, pro-democracy vigilantes went door to door in search of members of the ousted military regime. Armed with clubs and machetes, the vigilantes found several supporters of ousted dictator Raul Cedras. And the result was ugly, despite Aristide's call for peace and reconciliation. But in crowded churches across Haiti today, it was a time of thanksgiving and hope for the future. Among those worshiping at St. Gerard's Roman Catholic Church today was Philadelphia Congressman Tom Follietta, seen there in the blue shirt. And the congressman returned to Philadelphia this evening and spoke to reporters on Independence Mall. Follietta said much work remains to be done in Haiti, but Aristide's return is an important first step. And the congressman commended the U.S. military's effort there.
I was extremely proud of the job that our men and women are doing there. It's just unbelievable to see 6.5 million people loving an army and thanking an army from morning till night.
Follietta said Americans can be proud of the job the U.S. military is doing in Haiti. In Iraq, Saddam Hussein's troops are reportedly headed north in high gear tonight. Reports in Basra say convoys of tanks, troops, and trucks pulled out this morning and headed away from the border with Kuwait. The action followed a UN Security Council vote early this morning demanding Iraq leave the region and cease its provocative actions. Still, the U.S. military buildup continues there, and President Clinton says it won't stop until Iraq gets the message. But some feel Saddam Hussein accomplished his mission to refocus attention on the region and the world trade embargo against his country. Back here in the Delaware Valley, a teacher's strike is set for tomorrow morning in Montgomery County's North Penn School District. Classes for 12,000 students have already been canceled for tomorrow, as 750 teachers will set up picket lines at the district's 17 schools shortly after sunrise. The teachers have been working without a contract for more than a year and rejected the school board's final offer Thursday night. No new talks are scheduled, and there's no word yet on when classes might resume in Montgomery County's largest school district. In Fairmount Park, thousands of people turned out for the annual AIDS Walk this morning, and tonight organizers say it was a huge success. The 12K route started at the Art Museum and extended through West River Drive and back to the museum along Kelly Drive. Close to 18,000 people laced up their walking shoes for the event, which raises money to fight AIDS, and many of the participants had their own personal reasons for being there.
I'm out here walking for a loved one that passed away of mine.
I have a very good friend that's HIV positive, and it's my way of showing support for him.
This year's event raised $925,000, and organizers say that's about $100,000 more than they thought they would get. In South Philadelphia today, the Mummers gave a sneak preview of their annual parade on New Year's Day, a parade that will be slightly different this year, and not everyone's happy about it. Kristen Z has more.
This is not New Year's Day, but the Mummers strutted down South Philadelphia streets today to raise money for the Mummers Museum. 10 bands representing every division were out. They pleased the spectators and collected donations.
Thank you very much.
I'm very proud to have the Mummers get together like this and help the museum. It is their museum, and to help us out raise money.
Although the money is for the museum, not the parade, the New Year's Day tradition was certainly on the minds of these Mummers. In 1995, they won't be strutting up Broad Street like in previous years, thanks to construction related to Avenue of the Arts. Instead, the Mummers have to parade along East Market Street. Supporters of the move say having the parade here on East Market Street will help showcase the area. Already, there's the new convention center and the Marriott Hotel opening soon. This would be one additional draw, but opponents of the move say East Market's gain will be South Philly's loss.
No, I don't like that because I go there all the time. I really don't like it. I want this parade to be in South Philly the way it usually was.
It's our tradition, the people of South Philadelphia. So why should they have it in town?
The Mummers agree traditions are hard to break. On top of that, some of them dislike the new route.
It's too short. Not a long enough walk.
Still, the Mummers are trying to stay positive about their annual event.
I don't think you can ever take a Mummer out of being a Mummer. So wherever they put us, we're going to have one heck of a parade.
They hope to return to Broad Street by 1996 or 97. But there's no guarantee that this isn't the end of a long-standing tradition. I'm Kristen Z, Channel 6 Action News in South Philadelphia.
And still to come on Action News tonight, the Eagles play Santa Claus as Christmas comes early in Cowboy country. Phil Andrews has Sunday scores and highlights from around the NFL. And a world-class 12-year-old makes Delaware her home away from home. AccuWeather's back-to-work forecast and more when Action News comes right back.
Hey, Delaware Valley. Hi, aunts and uncles and cousins. I'm Bob Saget, and I know that it's a fact because I've had that name sewn on all my clothes in case I go to camp. You want to be part of America's Funniest Home Videos National Satellite Voting Audience? Of course you do. You just follow the instructions on the screen, and the folks at my hometown WPVI-TV 6 will be irrevocably happy to give you all the details.
For a chance to be a part of the satellite audience at the Channel 6 studio, send a postcard with your name, address, and phone number, and the number of people, up to 4, who wish to attend to this address. Cards will be chosen at random. Good luck.
Presenting Marvin the Magnificent!
Hey! Al, listen, there's just too much of these Encore Salisbury steaks for one magician. I can't make these juicy flame-broiled steaks disappear all by myself.
But you're magnificent.
Oh, you can call him Marvin.
Marvin. Of course, a 2-pound family-size entree.
I just can't make a family appear.
I can. Mine'll appear at your place 6 tonight.
Al, I can't tackle all this Encore lasagna.
7 tomorrow. I'll bring my team.
For tasting more, it's Encore.
Getting a handle on quality, holding the line on costs. For businesses to chart a winning course in healthcare, it takes teamwork. That's where Principal Healthcare is taking the lead, getting doctors, hospitals, employees, and employers all pulling together. Principal Healthcare of Delaware, what healthcare is meant to be.
Load it up and have a ball. Pontiac Transport's got it all.
The roominess and convenience of flexible seating. 2, count 'em, 2 built-in child seats. Pontiac's exclusive power sliding door. Touch the button and let it slide. And the safety of standard airbag and anti-lock brakes.
Pontiac Transport, it's got it all.
Helmut Kohl has won another election tonight in Germany, but opposition parties say his coalition government will fall soon. Kohl's party won just a 2-seat majority in that country's 656-seat parliament. Kohl says that majority is enough, but his opponents say it's a sign that his 12-year-old coalition is losing popularity quickly. A former East German Communist Party had a very strong showing in the election. Tonight, its members say they expect to be in power by 1998. The issue of whether illegal immigrants should be able to receive public services is on the ballot this November in California. It's called Proposition 187, and it sparked a lot of heated debate. In downtown L.A. today, 100,000 people hit the streets in protest of the proposal. About 80 different groups took part in the march through the city. They say the law would amount to racism. The protesters also denounced California Governor Pete Wilson. He supports barring immigrants from getting services at taxpayer expense, and he is running for re-election. There is word out tonight in Denver that the city's unopened airport may have bigger problems than a faulty computerized baggage system. A construction inspector working on the site quit recently. He says it's because he refused to overlook shoddy work. The man says he has photos of potentially dangerous construction that could lead to collapsing floors, buckling walls, and falling ceilings. He also says he's gone to federal investigators with his charges. The airport was originally scheduled to open in October of last year, but that date was delayed several times by a baggage system that destroyed luggage. Its opening date is now in February. In western New York tonight, a runaway bulldozer is responsible for nearly $500,000 worth of destruction. Officials say someone started up the dozer, pointed it toward a car dealership, and jumped off. It crushed more than a dozen cars, most of them brand new, and then started to make its way toward a local video store. Before it hit the building, someone finally jumped behind the controls and brought the machine to a halt. No one was hurt, but so far, the person responsible is still on the loose.
If you were AT&T, the old American telephone and telegraph, the biggest, most powerful company in the universe, what would you be scared of? If you were AT&T, you'd be scared of only one thing. Me, from MCI. You'd be scared I'd call your customers and show them the savings with MCI, and you'd worry that they'd really like the idea and switch to MCI. Lighten up, AT&T. Don't be so scared of me and MCI. You have millions of customers, and it's going to be years before I can get through to all of them.
We've got the prices hot off the press every week at Super Fresh. And the front page news is we've got the prices right here that you can compare with the front page of any other supermarket circular in the Delaware Valley. Week after week, item after item, we've got the prices. See for yourself. The front page news is at Super Fresh, we've got the prices. It's the best front page news around.
The great store just next door. Super Fresh.
They really paid attention to the details.
I just love the feeling of getting in and going.
This year, 3 times as many people as last year have bought a Mitsubishi Galant. Now there's one more excellent reason. Our 24-month lease on the 1995 Galant. Just $199 a month with only $1,000 down.
It was a lot of things. The quality, the security.
And for a limited time, the 24-month Galant lease from Mitsubishi. The new thinking in automobiles.
Well, there are 4 muscles in each eye. For Brock, those muscles weren't working.
Basically, Brock couldn't focus on anything, and
Without surgery, he would never be a normal little boy.
it was about 2 weeks before the surgery. Our company changed to Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey.
The last thing we needed was for our insurance to change,
But the hospital, the surgeon, they were all with the HMO Blue Network.
and that was a relief.
Nobody gives you more choices of doctors and specialists than HMO Blue of New Jersey. Call 1-800-HMO-BLUE.
And we just wanted him to be happy.
In sports, not a good day for the Eagles today, Phil.
No, but you can't win them all, right?
No.
And they weren't even close to winning this one today. I don't care who you are or who you're playing. Turn the ball over 5 times and you are not going to win many football games. As Randall Cunningham, the Eagles, found out in Big D today. Everything started out okay for the Birds as they dominated the first quarter. Look at this, Randall to Herschel Walker, and Herschel on his way for a touchdown. But watch Herschel's right foot as he steps out of bounds at the 2. The guy standing right there said, looks good to me, and awarded the Birds the touchdown, so 7-0 the Eagles. Dallas then had the Birds pinned deep in their own end, but no problem. 3rd and 12. Randall, the quick kick, and this one goes 81 yards. Hey, Richie, there's your punter right there. That bit of trickery, however, did not stop the boys. Emmitt Smith took it in to tie the game at 7. Cunningham, 1 fumble and 4 interceptions, including this pick by Kenneth Gant. Dallas ball at the Eagles 34. From there, Troy Aikman hits Alvin Harper all alone in the end zone. Eric Allen beaten on the play, 14-7 Dallas at the half. 3rd quarter, Randall picked off again, this time by Darren Woodson at the Eagles 31. And he brings it back to the Eagles 31-yard line before, bang, that turnover setting up Troy Aikman's 2nd touchdown pass, 14 yards to Novacek, 21-7 Dallas at the game-winning touchdown, because the Birds down 24-13 in the position to score again. And Cunningham throws his 4th interception of the day as the boys take over first place in the NFC East. And for more on today's disappointment in Big D, here's Gary P.
And the day certainly started off with enthusiasm. Randall Cunningham to Herschel Walker, the former Cowboy. But then, nothing. The offensive line and Randall Cunningham are pressured into mistake after mistake. But for all their troubles in the 2nd and 3rd quarter, the Eagles do come alive here in the 4th, only to fall short once again. And that gives Randall Cunningham 5 turnovers today.
I think it's not necessarily what gives me problems. I think it's just our offense. We have to be consistent. You can't get behind. That's the bottom line.
We had our opportunities and we didn't make things happen. We had some breakdowns and some offsides and some holding penalties, and then, you know, once you place in those situations, the Cowboys feed off that and they bring the house in.
And there's another reason for their problems. Perhaps you can hear it here.
We haven't played in the stadium that loud, and it makes it tough on the offensive tackles to hear. You can't hear. That's the one thing we haven't seen.
But for all their troubles in Texas, were they dominated in Dallas?
I think what you really asking, did they dominate us up front? No, they did not. Just going to say what you're going to say.
Right.
You know?
Did they dominate you up front?
No, they did not. No, they did not. I think you can tell. You can even ask those guys the same question, and they would tell you, no, it was a hard-fought game today.
And one other note, in case you're wondering, why did the Eagles go for 2 on their final touchdown? That is because the chart was so wet, they misread it. It was smudged. Tough day in Dallas. It was that kind of day in Texas. Gary Papa, Channel 6 Action News, with the Eagles at a very rainy Texas stadium.
Thanks a lot, Gary. And speaking of Texas, Houston Oilers come to town for Monday Night Football next week. With Seattle and NFC Central taking this Sunday off, somewhat of a light schedule in the NFL, but, folks, still plenty of action. Deion Sanders and Andre Rison duking it out under the Georgia Dome before primetime picked it off and showboated all the way home.
I got one thing to say. This is my house. I built this, and this is my house. I don't care if I'm with the Falcons or not. This is my house, and this will always be my house.
San Francisco 42, Atlanta 3. An upset for the Colts as they gave the Bills fans a jolt with Jim Harbaugh's offense leading an all-out assault. Indianapolis 27, Buffalo 17. Barry Foster sat it out to give his injured knee time to fix, while 2 Neil O'Donnell touchdown passes pushed the Bengals' record to 0-6. Pittsburgh 14, Cincinnati 10. Boomer and the Jets spoiled the Patriots' fun as Brad Baxter scored not once but twice with a run. New York Jets 24, New England 17. A feud between Jeff Hostetler and head coach Art Shell, while Marino and his offense continues to gel. A touchdown toss to Keith Byers tied the game at 17 before Stoyanovich took the football and booted it true and clean. In overtime, Miami 20, LA Raiders 17. After a 3-0 start, the mighty Giants have fallen. After Chris Miller, the Rams, and Troy Drayton came a-callin'. LA Rams 17, New York Giants 10. Buddy Ryan and his Cardinals have won their second of the season, but this touchdown pass to Ricky Proehl was only half the reason, because it was here in overtime with the score exactly the same when Top Peterson's field goal finally won the game. In overtime, Arizona 19, Washington 16. A tough day for the Saints as they tried to stop Big Natrone Means, 120 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns in between. A solid win for the Chargers as they continue a solid season. The only team in the league 6-0 and unbeaten. San Diego 36, New Orleans 22. And speaking of unbeaten at 6-0 with a break in the schedule next Saturday, Penn State will have a couple of weeks off to enjoy their new #1 status. There they are, folks, sitting all alone atop the AP top 5. Colorado #2, Nebraska drops to 3, Auburn moving up to 4, and Florida drops from 1 to #5. And speaking of college football, in Houston tonight, Rice hosting 12th-ranked Texas, and usually these two teams should never play because Rice always gets dominated. But tonight, a touchdown pass here, Spencer George. Yes, from Josh LaRocca, and guess what? Rice cooking as they are on the verge of pulling the upset. They lead at 19-10 in the 4th. Well, with no one in sight to the current NHL work stoppage, many players, foreign players that is, are trying to get permission to head overseas to play for various European teams. Teemu Selanne and Pavel Bure, just to name a few. Meanwhile, 2,000 plus on the boardwalk today. They weren't there for sun and fun, but there for the 34th annual Atlantic City Marathon, the 4th oldest marathon in the country, winning the 5K division. Remember this gentleman, Bill Rogers? Well, he won a couple of Boston marathons, and he won the 5K today. Chuck Crabb of Ainsport, New Jersey, won the men's 26.2-mile marathon in a time of 2 hours, 25 minutes, 40 seconds, while Laura Wilson of Maryland won the women's marathon in 2 hours, 51 minutes, and 30 seconds. Things got hot and heavy at the Martinsville Speedway in Virginia today as we check in on the Grand National Circuit. And folks, when I say hot, I mean hot. In the pits, this is Michael Rich's car on fire. The name of the car, the Barbecue Oldsmobile. Stick a couple of weenies on the fire for me, huh? Rich escaped from the car unharmed, which is more than we can say for the car. In the end, it was Rusty Wallace's little brother Kenny taking the checkered flag. And finally tonight, if I may, I'd like to take you back to Irving, Texas, site of today's Eagles-Cowboys game. Closing seconds of the first half, Randall throws his 3rd interception of the game, picked off by James Washington. Now, watch at the end of the play. Washington falls to the 50, throws the ball to Bernard Williams, who throws it back. Folks, it's a live football. If Bernard Williams decides to lateral it to one of his players, who knows? It could go the distance for 6. But then again, when you're in that situation, I guess you just don't think.
What would you have done in that situation?
I would have run with the ball.
Really?
Yeah.
Still be running, huh? Okay.
I probably
All right,
got
thanks,
2
Phil.
yards.
All right, thanks. Sorry I asked. Thanks, Phil. Yeah. We'll check the AccuWeather forecast when we come right back. Stay with us.
It's the dawn of a new era in health coverage for Southern New Jersey. Introducing Keystone Health Plan New Jersey, a high-quality, low-cost HMO created just for you. Ask your employer for Keystone Health Plan New Jersey, the HMO you can lean on.
Recently, the Pentwater Rugby Bisons called
Time out! Time out!
more times than any team in history. Their reason?
We were thirsty!
For a cutter from Coors.
Give me another cutter!
And why not? This is the brew made with Coors' very own 2-row Moravian barley, then cold lagered to go down smooth and finish clean. So now these guys can get all the refreshment they want.
And we do!
I'm in! Time out! Anytime they want. Cold lagered cutter from Coors.
There's no beer like it!
All right.
Introducing Hearts and Diamonds, the all-new, all-electronic card game from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just match your 5 randomly dealt cards to ours every Wednesday for an average top prize of $20,000 cash. Hearts and Diamonds, Pennsylvania's all-new, all-electronic card game. Win $20,000 playing cards every Wednesday. Hearts and Diamonds.
People you've been looking at all believe that a car saved their lives.
With all the junk that comes in the mail these days, it's important not to overlook something really special. Your pre-approved Discover Card application. Just sign it and return it. There's no annual fee. And you can get an 8.9% rate until May 1995 on transferred balances. So you can buy something you've always wanted. Watch your mail or call 1-800-DISCOVER. It pays to discover.
Well, it was another nice day to spend outdoors today. A pleasant weekend overall, although the evenings are starting to become downright cold. And AccuWeather says Jack Frost may pay a visit overnight. It was a clear day outside, perfect for watching the leaves change during this fall season. But temperatures are dropping fast. Checking the numbers now, we reached a high of 69 today. That was at about 3:09 this afternoon. Our low was 44 degrees. The current temperature at the Philadelphia International Airport is 53 degrees. Humidity is at 46%. The barometer is at 30.25 and rising. And the winds are out of the north at 5 miles per hour. And now the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Tonight, clear but chilly, especially in the suburbs. About 34 degrees outside the city, about 44 in Philadelphia. Tomorrow's morning rush hour will be sunny, but also chilly with temperatures in the 40s. Tomorrow afternoon will bring more sunshine, a warmer day with a high of 69. The extended forecast looks nice. Tuesday and Wednesday, breezy and warm, but we could see a shower sometime Thursday. From Cleveland this weekend, what some people are calling a McWedding. He's 91, she's 85, and when they decided to get married, they chose to skip the fancy reception. Instead, they did it in their local McDonald's. There were plenty of Big Macs and McNuggets on hand for the guests and lots of soda to go around. The couple chose the restaurant for the reception because it holds many happy memories for them. It's where they met just over a month ago. And it was the Battle of the Commodes today down in Texas. This was the scene of the annual outhouse race in Tomball, a suburb of Houston. Contestants ran their portable potties around the track while one person sat inside to steer, of course. At stake was the coveted award that everyone taking part hoped to get their hands on, the Distinguished Toilet Paper Trophy. And still ahead, a tall task for some youngsters tonight in Germantown. That and more when Action News comes right back.